Hello everyone, welcome to VMS class. In this video, I am going to explain how to execute the MERN project. A very simple application. Just we are going to display hello, welcome to VMS class. So this is a very small string. I want to display that string using the MERN stack. Okay, using the MERN stack. So you know that what are the components that we need to execute the MERN application. So M stands for MongoDB, E stands for Express.js, and R stands for React.js. Then N stands for Node.js. So to execute this project or this application, so ensure that you have installed all the MongoDB, Express, React, and Node in your system. So along that, you should also have the NPM, the Node Project Manager in your system. Okay. So I am writing here a note. So ensure that all the above components, all the above components are properly installed in your computer. Okay. Clear. So now let's go to the procedure. I will explain the step-by-step procedure. How can we execute this? A simple hello world kind of project. Okay. The step one. Okay, step one. So create a main project folder. Create a main project folder. It means you can go to any of the directory. For example, in my computer, I am taking the D drive. So you can create one new folder. Okay. So go to the command prompt and try to open this command prompt with the administrator permission. Okay. To avoid some issues. So it will show you a message to click on F. Okay. Now you are at the path in C drive Windows System 32. So navigate to the directory D drive. Okay. You see that in the D drive, I am going to create a folder or directory for all our MERN Stack projects. So I am creating mkdir. Okay. Create a directory. I am going to first create MERN Stack projects. Okay, MERN Stack projects. Now you can notice that this directory was created. Okay, this directory was created here. Now let's move to this directory cd space MERN Stack projects. Now if you see that this MERN Stack projects is empty now, nothing is there. Okay, now for this first application, Hello World, you can create one project. Okay, so what I will do, I can create a mkdir. Okay, first project. Okay, one. Okay, hello world. Okay, hello world app. Okay, hello world app. Very simple example. Now you can notice that here we have this one project number one. Inside this nothing is there. Okay, let's move to this cd space one underscore hello world app. So now I am inside this hello world app. Okay. So now in this I want to create the complete setup. Okay. So normally if it is a full stack application, okay, here I have created mkdir. Okay. What is the name? One underscore hello world app. Okay. So maybe this naming, okay, this name may be slightly different with this name. Okay. Let me copy this. Okay. I have created. Then let's navigate to the cd underscore hello world underscore app. Okay. So now this folder will contain our complete MERN Stack files. Okay. So now to create this application, we need to have backend, frontend, and the database logic. Okay. So now we are going to create. Okay, we are going to create two folders here, two directories here. One directory name is a backend. Okay, backend. So which works with the help of Node.js. Okay, plus Express.js. Okay, plus MongoDB code. Okay, here inside this, we are having the logic of okay backend code. Okay, this is completely the backend code along with the database code. Everything is going to store inside the backend directory. Okay, now I am going to create another folder that is called front end. So inside this front end, we are going to have the React JS code. Okay, React JS code. So now what will be happening here, everything that relates to the backend is going to store in the backend folder, and everything relates to the front end is going to store in the front end folder. So now what I will do here, inside this hello world app, you can see that it is empty. Now what I am trying to do, I will create two folders here. Okay, I will create two folders. Okay, even you can create it from the Windows, okay, GUI, or you can use the command prompt. mkdir, the first folder is a backend space, the second folder is frontend. Now you can notice that this hello world app is having now two directories. One directory is to store the backend data, okay, or code, and one directory is for front end code or logic. Okay, so now I will move to the backend first. cd space backend. Now I am inside the backend. Okay, if you want to come back cd dot dot, you can see the directory structure here. So now this directory is having okay two folders or directories, backend, frontend. Okay, so now let's move to the cd space backend directory. So now, okay, I have to move to the backend directory. So let's make this as okay, creating two folders. Step 2. Okay, create backend and front end folders. Create backend and front end folders. How can you create it? We have a command mkdir backend space front end. So in the single line, we are going to create okay two folders okay inside the hello world app. So now we are going to set up the backend first. Okay, backend setup. Let's see everything is going to work with the backend or not. Backend setup. So now let's take the step 3 here. What we are going to do, you have to move to the okay backend folder. So what I can do, go inside backend folder. Okay, so the command for this is already we have seen cd space cd space backend. It means now you are inside the backend folder. Okay, moves into the backend folder because we are going to create the backend server first. Okay, here we are going to create backend server first. We are going to create the backend server. Okay, so now how can we create this server? We have to initialize the Node.js project. Step 4 here. Step 4, initialize the Node.js project. Okay, initialize the Node.js project. So try to understand. If you go inside this backend, you see that it is empty, right? It is empty. Now, the command to initiate this Node.js project is you have to use the npm. Okay, npm space init space -y. Okay, here this is going to initialize our Node.js project, and the main purpose is this will create, okay, the purpose of this, it will create the package.json file. Okay, package.json file. So what is this package.json file includes? So it basically includes the project name. Okay, what are the installed packages? Okay, what are all the scripts available? Okay, which is going to initiate, and all the project dependencies. Okay, all the project dependencies will be inside this package.json file. So now let's initialize the node project. Npm space init hyphen y. Okay, npm space init hyphen y. So what is meaning of hyphen y here? It means yes to all default settings. Okay, you can also note this hyphen y here. Okay, hyphen y here, it means yes to all default settings. Okay, we are not going to change any setting here. We are saying yes to all default settings. Okay, now you can execute this command. Now you can say some of the processing is happening, the node project is initializing, and ensure that you must have the internet connectivity. Okay, you must have the internet connectivity here. Now you can see that after completion of this, a package.json is returned to the path. Okay, so where it will be, you can open this backend folder, and you can see one package.json file is created. Okay, now if you want, you can open this package.json and you see the content. Okay, it contains the, okay, backend folder name, which version, the main index.js. So which scripts you are going to initialize. Okay, so in soon we are going to update these scripts also. What are the keywords, author, license? So these are all the default values. Okay, default values. Fine. So now we need to install the backend packages. Okay, step 5 here, install the backend packages. So to execute our project, we need to have all the backend packages. Okay, what are all the backend packages we need? Basically, so we need the Express.js. Okay, we need the Express.js. We need the Mongoose to connect with the MongoDB database. Okay, we need this Mongoose. Then we need cars. Okay, so this allows frontend to call backend. Then we need to have .env. Okay, it reads the .env file values. Okay, so what is this Express here? Express, it creates backend server. Okay, and APIs. It creates backend server and APIs. Then it connects the backend to the database. Okay, MongoDB, because it is Mongoose, right? MongoDB. Then what is CORS here? So now you want to communicate from front end to back end, right? Who is going to do? It allows front end to call backend. Okay, to call backend. So here .env is for, it reads the .env file values. Okay, all this we need basically. So for this, what command you are going to use? You have to use npm install. Okay, npm install. First, we have to install Express space another package Mongoose, another package course, another package .env. Okay, so now you have to install all these. Okay, here. Okay, you have to install all these here. So npm install express mongoose force.env. Okay. So now the installation of this all backend packages are going to happen. Now you see that 25 packages are looking for funding. Okay. So it shows that the packages are installed. Now you can notice that along with package.json, now we have node modules folder. It was created. All the dependencies of these packages are stored inside this folder. Then package log.json. So two things are now added. Okay. So now the step 6 is we need to install optionally, okay, another library. Step 6, install nodemon. So what is this install nodemon? Basically, whenever you change in the backend, every time you need to restart the server. Okay, you need to restart the server. But always it is not suggested. Sometimes a minor change is happened. Automatically the server is going to be restarted. How can it is going to restart? So by using this node mon. Okay, it's basically it's a development dependency. Now you can install this npm install node mon. Okay, hyphen hyphen save the development environment. Okay, so now what we will do? Let's install this node man also. npm install node mon save dev. Okay. Now we see that nodemon is installed. Okay. So now what we are going to do if we don't install this, basically this is an optional thing. If you don't install this, directly you can start the server node space server.js. But with the nodemon, you are going to use npm run dev. So we are going to do that. Okay. So now, the next step is okay here we are going to create a backend files. Create a backend files. So we need to create two backend files here. So one is server.js. So this is our main JavaScript file. Okay, server.js. Another one is .env to connect this backend and the database. We are going to store some parameters or values inside this .env. Okay, .env. So now what we are going to do? Okay, first you can create okay .env file. Okay, how can you do that? Just open any notepad. Okay, .env file. So you have to write a port equal to okay 5000 backend port 5000. Now mongo underscore URI okay equal to MongoDB colon the path of the server MongoDB server 127.0.0.1 colon 27017. This is the default okay server. Maybe this project is not going to have any usage of the database, but still okay if you complete this can be helpful for the next projects also. Okay, so backslash. Now you can create any database name. Okay, for example hello okay underscore world. Okay, I'm creating one small database here. If this database is not there, it's going to create it. Okay, so these two lines you have to add in the .env file. Mongo URI equal to MongoDB colon the path of the server and this hello world. Now let's go to file and save as. This is very important where we are going to save D drive. Okay, MERN Stack projects, Hello World app inside the backend. Okay, inside the backend. Here you are going to create a double quote starts .env. you must give the double quotations, otherwise it can be considered as a text file. Okay, here save as type, select all files here. Okay, then click on save. Now you can go and check this backend folder. Okay, here you can see .env file, and you can confirm with this whether this is .env file or not. Okay, env file. If you don't save it properly, it may show here text file or some other format. So ensure that it is okay, the env file. Okay, and let me tell you what is this port 5000 here. It tells backend to run on port number 5000. Okay, it tells backend to run on port number 5000. So backend URL will be something like http localhost 5000. Okay, and coming to the another line here, it is about the environment where the MongoDB is going to run. Okay, this is basically the MongoDB connection URL. Okay, you need to connect with the database, right? So this is going to help us to connect the database. Okay, so basically here 127.0.0.1 is basically a local computer. Okay, and 27017 is the default MongoDB port. Okay, and hello world is basically the database name. Okay, database name. Fine. So this is the step we have completed. Right, we have completed. Now, the next thing is you need to write the server.js file. Okay, server.js file. So now to write the server.js file, again you can open any notepad or any editor. If you want, you can use it in the VS Code also. Okay, now I have already written the server script. Okay, let me open it. Open it here. I have already written. Now, this is my server.js code. Okay, server.js code. So, which includes the details of, okay, let me cut here and paste in the empty file and save this file. Save as, where we have to save, you have to save inside the backend. Okay, go to the MERN Stack projects, Hello World app, backend. Here you have to save as server.js. Save as type as all files. You see that this server.js file must be present in, okay, in this directory where the package.json is there, where the .env is there. Okay, now save it. Okay, just briefly, let's go through this server.js. Okay, its main backend logic. So here you are going to use the .env. So read that .env files and all. For this we are going to read it. Okay, and configuring this. Now you are going to import the Express, Mongoose and Cors. Okay, Express is for backend server and Mongoose is for connecting the database and Cors is for connecting front end to, okay, the backend, right? Now we are going to develop a application app equal to Express. Now the middlewares are, we have Cors express.json. Now we are going to check whether this port number and Mongo URI is present in the .env or not. Okay, we are going to set the port numbers here. Also, we are going to display it. Okay, whether the port number and Mongo URI is correct or not. Now, once you have a connection with the MongoDB, okay, if connection is not happen, you are going to print something, a message, URI is missing .env file. You need to check env file is there or not. Otherwise, you are going to connect this with MongoDB. So it will also display a message, MongoDB connected successfully. Then you have to create the routes, okay. So for backend APIs, where app.get, it is going to have the request response. So which is going to print this message or sending the response to the client. Okay. If client is going to request, then server is going to send the response. Okay. Hello from MERN backend. Okay. Now, so this is my actual API where you are going to request the server. Okay, app.get API hello. If you use this and start the server, then it is going to wait from the client request. Okay, then it is going to display some message. Welcome to MERN Stack projects. Okay, it's going to display this message. And to start this server, we are going to use this logic. Okay, app.listen on the port number. Server is now running on that particular port where you have given this. Okay, the backend server port is 5000, right? 5000 is the backend server. Okay, so now, okay, most of the things are ready. Now, what we are going to do? Okay, here we need to start the server. For that, you need to do one more step here. Update the package.json. Okay, the next step. Okay, here update the server.js, whatever the code I have given. Okay, then update the .env. You need to update it. And finally, you have to update the package.json because we have installed the Node.js, right? So that's why you have to update the scripts inside that. Go to the package.json, open with the notepad. Here inside the scripts, okay, by default it is going to, okay, take test, right? Now what we have to do, you have to do comma server can be, okay, taking two more scripts. One is, okay, here start, okay, start can be here the command node space server.js. If you don't use the node one, directly you can use node server.js. Okay. Then for the development dev, what we are going to do, okay, we are going to use a node mon. This is the command server.js. So this will help us to start the server automatically if any changes in the backend. Okay, so let's see what is the purpose of this start. It runs the backend normally using the Node.js. Okay, and the command basically to backend using the nodeman is something like nodeman server.js. Now with this command, you can use a node package manager, okay, npm hyphen run hyphen dev. So if you use this, you can start the backend server. Okay. So first we will try to check whether the backend is running properly or not, just with an API call. Let's see. Okay. So how can we start this server? Okay. Here you have to, let me go to this. Okay. Now we are in the backend, right? Let's see whether backend is working or not. npm space run hyphen dev to, okay, start this backend. Okay, basically it scripts runs basically by taking the dev nodeman server.js. Okay, now let's execute it. Now you see that you are able to see backend at 1.0.0 dot nodeman server.js. Okay, and it is trying to check something. Okay, and node, it is going to start node server.js. Okay, now what we are going to do, you can go to any browser and start the backend http colon backslash localhost 5000. So this is my 5000. And what is the API here? API hello, right? So when you done this, okay, if you give this, now you can get this message. Message, welcome to MERN Stack projects. Okay, and institute is VMS class. So you can notice that whatever we have given in the server.js, okay, whatever we have given in the server.js. Let me open here all files, server.js. Now let's go to the server.js here. So this is we are going to get the response. Whatever you are giving here, that we are going to get. Okay. So now it shows that basically the backend server is working fine. Okay. And you can see server running on port 5000, MongoDB connected successfully. Clear. Backend is successfully running. So control C. Okay. I am going to terminate this backend. Let's complete the front end part also. Then we can come back. Then we'll start the backend server and front end both and to see the output. Okay. So till now backend setup is completed. Okay. Till now backend setup is completed. Okay. You need to update server.js.env package.json. Okay. Fine. Now front end setup. Front end setup. Okay. Front end setup. And I can write one more point here. Step 8, it's run backend. Okay, the steps can be okay combined, not a problem, but ensure the maximum steps I am writing. Follow these guidelines. npm space run underscore dev to start the backend. Okay, now so we are in backend folder, right? So come back cd dot dot. Okay, now enter into the front end. cd space front end. Okay, so now go to the front end folder. That also make it noted here. Step 9, go to the front end folder. Okay, how can you do that? CD, okay, dot dot first you can use. Then CD space front end. One step you have to come back from the backend folder. Now go to the front end folder. Okay, it moves from backend folder to the front end folder. That's it. Now, step 10. Now you need to create the React app. Okay, step 10. Create a React app using the VITE. Okay, it's a front-end server kind, right? So what is the command we have to use? Npm space create, okay, VITE at latest space all file. Okay, so you have to use this command for creating the React app. Okay, now come to this and ensure that you have in the front end folder. Okay, so now npm create VITE at latest dot. So now it will ask the select framework. So which framework? React you can select. Okay, with the down arrow you can select a React. Then select a variant. You can select the JavaScript. And it asking the confirmation install with npm start now. Click on yes. Okay, now you see that installing dependencies with npm. Okay, installing dependencies with npm. Now you see that you are going to start the server. Server front end server is started at this location. Now go to this HTTP localhost. Okay, HTTP colon localhost 5173. You see that you are going to get some front end. So this is the basic or dummy kind of React app which they are providing. Now what we have to do, instead of this basic or default app, now I want to connect with the backend, whatever we are getting here. So you have to display something, okay, this message from the backend. Okay, so for this, what you can do, you need to follow some other steps. Okay, Control C here, Control C, stop the front end server here. Okay, we need to update the logic. Okay, we need to update the logic here. So for this, what you have to do? you need to install all the dependencies. Okay, for example, npm space install. Okay, here let's write the next step. Step 11, install front-end dependencies. If any dependency is missed, this npm install is going to install all the React and VIPE dependencies. Okay, and for communication between backend APIs from React, we are going to use Axios library also. For that, let's install npm install Axios. Okay, install this. It is basically used to call the backend APIs from the React. Okay, here step. How can you install all the dependencies? npm space install. Then step 12, install Axios. Okay, Axios. So now to install this npm install Axios. Okay, we are going to. So basically this Axios is used to call backend APIs, backend APIs from React. Okay, backend APIs from React. Okay, already we have seen, right, how we are going to call. We are going to use API hello is there, right? So this you can see this is my backend API. Okay, React will use this to call this basically API. So it will call here, and whatever it is giving the response that will come back to the front end. Okay. Now for this, you are going to update the front end. Okay. Let's go to the front end. Go to the front end here. Now inside the SRC folder, you need to update few files. Okay, according to our requirement. Okay, the main.jsx is the main entry file. Okay, so which is okay. Let me open here. Okay, here. So which is going to render this app.jsx. Okay, it is going to render something. Okay, from the app.jsx. So what we have to do, you can go to the app.jsx, open with notepad. Some of the basic default code is there, right? So let's remove that. Okay, and paste this updated app.jsx. Okay, now this is going to take the updated app.jsx. Okay, now we see that here this is going to return one header, that is with h1 vms class will come, one more heading h2. Okay, it is going to print or display hello world MERN project, it will display, and another paragraph will be printed, and inside this data, whatever it is coming from the backend, that data will be replaced here. Okay, so save this file. Okay, app.jsx I am going to update here. And similarly, if you want the styles here, there will be app.css. So go to the app.css and update this app.css also, whatever the styles you want. Okay, this is some of the style which I am going to take. Okay, I will show you after copy paste here. Now you see that here there is a container body. Body is having this kind of properties. Container is having this kind of properties. The heading h1 is having this properties. h2 is having the only color, and paragraph whatever we are getting from the backend, that is having this properties. Okay. So now save this .css file also. Okay. So all this have been done now. Okay. Updating what are the files here. Step 13. Update the following files as per your requirement. So one is app.jsx we have to update, app.css also we have to update. Okay, clear? whatever the style you want, you can do that. Okay, whatever the margins, colors, etc., etc., everything we are going to, okay, change here. And if you want, okay, now what you can do, the final thing, you have to, okay, open two separate, okay, terminals here. First, command prompt, okay, command prompt. Now go to the command prompt, run as administrator, click on S, go to the D drive, CD space, MERN project, CD space, the project is one underscore hello world app, CD space backend. Now from here, you have to start the backend, npm space run dev. Now we see that backend is, okay, connected with server. It is running on port number 50. Okay, backend is started. Now take one more command prompt or terminal to start the front end. Okay. Now go to the D drive, CD space, MERN projects, CD space, hello world app, CD space, front end. Now start the front end server npm hyphen run hyphen dev. Okay, dev. Right? Front end server is also started. Okay. Now you have to go to this front end server to see the output. Okay. Now go to the front end. Now you see here, you are going to get VMS class. Hello world MERN project. Welcome to MERN Stack projects. Okay. So this is the final output where we are going to display hello world. This is the data. Okay. Whatever you are updating, that data will come from the backend. For example, let's go to the server.js. Okay. Here. So now I am going to change something here. Okay. Welcome to the VMS class. Okay. Project 1. Okay. Save this. Now, even I have changed something in the server.js. You no need to again restart the server because we have already installed the node mon, right? So whenever any changes in the backend, okay, automatically, okay, the backend server will be restarted. Okay, it will be restarted. You see that, and the page will be updated. Now you can go and see here. Okay, the front end. Okay, let's refresh it, the front end. You see that, welcome to the VMS class project 1. So automatically, okay, the server is going to be restarted, backend server, and that output is displaying over here. Okay, so that is how we are going to connect. Okay, here let's write this points also. Step 14, start the front end server. Okay, start the front end server. How you are going to start? Okay, first you can start the backend, right? Later you can backend server. Okay, how you can do this? Go to the directory basically, then you have to run, go to the backend directory, okay, directory, then run npm space run hyphen dev. Okay, then step 15, start the front end server. Start the front end server. Go to the front end directory, then npm space run hyphen dev. Okay. Now we have to start the front end server to see the output. Then open the any browser. Then you can type http colon slash slash localhost. Okay, localhost colon the server front end server 5173. So then you can see the output which is coming over here. Okay, that output will come here. Okay, so this is the like the step by step procedure. Even I will share it in the description. Okay, so this is, okay, steps. So maybe one or two steps Okay, I might have not written here, just I have shown the step by step procedure. Okay, so make the video pause and try to execute it from your side. Okay, step by step. Okay, and try to ensure before executing this project you should have all the, okay, components, MERN components installed in your computer. Okay, if you have any doubts you can please comment us. I'm happy to respond. And if you need the full course, okay, we have the full course link description. So there you can see the 15 plus projects we have planned. So there you can access the complete code as well as the scripts that I have written over here. Okay. So thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and follow for more updates.